Okay, thanks for listening to the Aggie Up podcast. I'm your host, Isaac. Just want to do a quick review of 2021. I think it's hard not to say it could have been one of the best years ever for Aggie athletics. When you have the Utah State basketball team go to the tournament, even though it was obviously a weird year, the success in football and basketball is pretty much is about as good as you can expect, or about as good as it gets. Falling a little bit short in the Mountain West Championship game against San Diego State, it was a mild disappointment, but that would have been 3 years in a row. The turnaround of the football team going from 1 win to 11 wins is an amazing turnaround, and hiring a new head coach in basketball as well, but hiring a new coach in Blake Anderson that was able to win a Mountain West championship in his first year was an amazing year as well. So there are, on Twitter, you're always going to see the memes and the posts and the people saying that 2021 was a tough year or crappy year, and I definitely understand that perspective in a lot of ways. But looking back at the year, both in my life personally, this podcast, Aggie Athletics, it was a great year, and had its ups and downs. But at the same time, looking back now that the year's over, I can definitely appreciate the amazing season that it was. And also wanted to give a shout out to PrimoGolfApparel.com. They've been an awesome sponsor for the year. Check them out. Go to PrimoGolfApparel.com. Put in promo code AggieUp for 15% off. They've been amazing to work with. I've been lucky to be able to try out their shorts and joggers and hats and shirts and towels, and everything that they have has been great. I've really enjoyed getting to know that company, and kind of having it may be a weird fit for some people to listen to a Aggie podcast and hear about Primo Golf Apparel, but it's been a great fit, an amazing relationship. So definitely check it out. Check them out. Go to PrimoGolfApparel.com. And one other thing that I was going to mention is I love that they have the short, regular, and long options. I know personally, if you wear pants are kind of weird to wear with high tops, or certain shoe brands and don't look good with pants or don't look good with shorts or whatever. But I really love wearing my whether it's Jordans or Nikes or golf shoes or whatever with my Primo joggers. It's an awesome option. I'd literally never had joggers before I tried out these Primo. Well, I guess I had one pair that was just like sweats joggers. But anyway, check them out. Really appreciate the year that we had. Thanks to them helping out with the podcast, and appreciate all the positive feedback and the listeners that have gone and checked them out at PrimoGolfApparel.com. So, continuing on with the thoughts about Utah State today, just recently, I got that postcard in the mail that said verify your alumni with Utah State. Call this number, blah blah blah. Well, I called the number and I was talking to the guy, and he was asking me about my experience at Utah State and everything. And after I was talking to him, he said, "Wow, you seem like you have the perfect life and you really love Utah State." And everything worked out so perfectly for you, and it was just going on and on about how all that stuff. And I thought it was really, really funny. Like I say, if we take the positive attitude or positive view, we can definitely appreciate what happened with Utah State athletics. Hopefully, and in my opinion, usually kind of takes a little bit of time to, I guess, for attendance and donors and different things to catch up. When in the middle of a season, it's so hard for fans to all of a sudden, oh, this team's good, I'm gonna go to the games and I'm gonna buy season tickets. It's hard to do that last second. Whereas if a team's good, make your plans. I know I know a lot of people that get season tickets sometimes, but sometimes they don't. So this next year, I think should be a year that the Aggie fans should be excited about. Should be a team and a coaching staff that Aggie fans should be excited about. And just like when Utah State started to kind of turn things around in 2011, 2012, it's nice to have kind of a consistent, or what should be consistent, team and coaching staff and program. Whereas, in some years in the past at Utah State, it doesn't seem like it's, a very consistent or a very kind of long-term approach that may, even after a good year, it was kind of built for that 1 year. So a lot to look forward to. I know there's other programs that are doing well as also besides football and basketball, but that's really what we focus on this podcast. Some definite needs. I think I feel a little bit better about this coming football season, with a transfer wide receiver, with the transfer offensive lineman, defensive lineman. That would kind of go a long way to make me feel a little bit better. I think my thought is, or one kind of the conversations that I've had, or a lot of people question or wondering if the Aggies, even if say they brought back the exact same team with everything falling the way, kind of the perfectly the way it did, is that sustainable, or can we expect that next year? I think more than anything would be, I would say the Aggies need to fix some of those deficiencies that they had. I think part of that will come in the weight room and some young guys getting developed in the program. But yes, I agree that the some of the wins and some of the results aren't sustainable necessarily. So that's for sure. I think in some ways the Aggies will have to be better next year than they were this year to do the same thing. Which that's a high standard to win the Mountain West championship game, to win double-digit games and so forth. So definitely higher standards, but at the same time, should be, even if it's not up to that same standard or as good on paper, it'll be a fun year going into next year. And hopefully you'll tune into this podcast moving forward, and feel free to send over any questions, anything like that you want to see as far as coverage, questions to be answered, that kind of thing, to Aggie Up on Twitter, or you can even send it to aggieUp@ustateaggies.com if you want to email it, and we'll be happy to cover it on the podcast. Tried a couple Twitter live things or groups or whatever those are called. And not a lot of people jumped on, but maybe during games and a few different things. We'll try it different ways and check it out. So send us your feedback. Let us know. Also, let us know if you check out Primo Golf Apparel, or if you use the link on Twitter that I sent out. It's actually the pinned tweet on Aggie Up. Just click on the Owl Sporting Goods link. We're a partner or affiliate or sponsor of the show is Owls Sporting Goods. Go to owls.com, but click on the link. Don't just go to the website. You can have them ship your stuff. You can pick it up in one of their 3 locations, and they're a great sponsor as well. So thanks for listening. See ya.